Jacaranda FM.
Now Anthony Musanetti in studio, calling me home at the Joburg Theatre. They're on The Late Show. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you doing?
And I've heard that you guys are still doing a show tonight, so you basically took time off to come chat to The Late Show.
Oh, who wouldn't want to come and chat to you?
And I want to ask you, this is an incredible musical that graced Johannesburg. What is your experience like working on a musical that is 100% original? Because if you think about it, if you look at Grease and Fame, they've had structures before to look back on, but you guys don't. So how is it to work on this 100% original musical?
Very exciting, yeah.
It's very exciting, like Anthony said. I think there's a sense of responsibility, but also you get the privilege to originate something and to pour so much of yourself into it, which makes it a really singular performance.
You know, no one's really telling you what to do as such. I mean, you're creating this from scratch. So, and that in itself is just a wonderful process.
And you're here to entice people to go to the Joburg Theatre. So in short, tell me, what is Calling Me Home about?
It's about love and hope and destiny and losing home and feeling a sense of loneliness when you've left your home. You know, and we all can relate to that in the world. I think there's so many people in the world that are displaced right now. And that's essentially what the story is about. It's Grace's story, which Linnell can talk about more. Just tell her own story. But it's a sense of finding home. Physically, you know, geographically and internally as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely about a journey of losing something that you love, losing a place that you love, losing people that you love, and yet still finding hope in all of that. It has some very difficult themes to deal with, and that's one of the big draws of the musical. It's not just all nice and airy fairy and big dance numbers and big happy clappy songs. There are some very hard, real themes being dealt with there. And how do you come out of that? How do you deal with losing everything that you love and still finding a way to have your heart beat again? That's what Calling Me Home is all about. You know, you still have a home even though you may have lost it. And it's always calling to you in your heart. It may have changed, it may disappear, you may be far, but you're always being called home. And that's a beautiful reality.
Ek kry se moedervleis. Musanetti, you're originally from Zimbabwe. You've done a lot of shows in London before. Linnell, you're from Cape Town. Would you love to take this musical abroad when you could get the chance to do that?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I think the beauty of art is that it touches people, and the more people you can touch, like, that's where the power of it lies. And doing a first run of a new show like this, we are very aware that it is still a work in progress and a workshop, and that we're finding it as we go along. And I think once the show is refined and just really slick and tight, that I'm already so proud to be part of this, but then to share it on a bigger platform is going to be something really special.
And it doesn't matter how big those musicals are. I mean, I know even Wicked, I've seen it 3 times, and I don't know how popular it is in South Africa. But every time I see that, I mean, that's been running for 15 years now, and it was a Broadway success, and yet there are still changes being made every time I see that.
Wow.
And it just goes to show that, you know, a musical isn't done and ticked off. You know, you're constantly reworking things. And that's the great process of it.
And talking about reworking, this is what I've been thinking about. Calling Me Home, you guys had your first run on Thursday. You're busy doing your shows now. But how long did it take for you to rehearse? Because this is quite a long show. So how long was the rehearsal process?
6 weeks on the ground, like 6 weeks together.
Only 6 weeks.
I mean,
Well,
sure
for the
process
creatives, it's been
has
years
been
in the
been a
making,
long
but for
time.
us as the
Yeah.
cast coming in,
Wow.
It was 6 weeks, and I mean, it still didn't feel like it was a long time. It felt like it went by quite quickly, but a lot went into it.
Yes.
It was very involved. The time we spent on rehearsals, the songs, the blocking, everything. It
scene
was
changes,
you're living a
'cause
whole
it's-
new life,
Yeah.
and then still getting it onto stage with Tech Week, just before we ran the show for real. It was
And they've
it was
never seen the
such
show
a
either.
it was such a process. So 6 weeks doesn't sound like long, but when you're actually doing it, it really takes over your life completely.
yeah.
It really
Wow,
does.
6 weeks to a quick fire round, and I've told Lanelle about this earlier. What is your weirdest, most embarrassing, funniest thing that's ever happened to you on stage or maybe backstage?
In the show, you mean?
Yes.
I think one of the funniest things, there's a scene where Anthony, like after so many scenes, like the characters almost kiss, and then a kiss actually happens, but it happens on a specific timing in the music. So we had to rehearse that timing, I don't know how many times, like then it wasn't working, then we were too early, then we were late. So we had to like run and try and kiss each other with the right timing all the time, and it was hysterical.
Do you guys kiss for real?
You
Yeah.
would, yes, yeah.
You lock lips, you do.
Yeah.
There's no space for CGI on this, unfortunately.
nothing.
I have to go for it. Yeah.
And I mean, it helps that he's such an attractive man. I'm not gonna lie, he makes my job easy.
And then
So
now
that's the most embarrassing thing for me now. Then, yeah, that's just. I'm blushing.
and you know, social media is a wonderful thing. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Lanelle, do you still take your blender and your juicer and your mixer to backstage and make your juices and your smoothies?
From time to time, I do. One of my friends has a NutriBullet in his dressing room, so I'm like, oh, come, let's go make smoothies. But yeah, you have to fuel the machine because it's a long show. It's physically and emotionally taxing, so you have to look after your body, and part of that is nutrition and exercise. So I'm very adamant about like getting a run in when I can and trying to stay healthy. But balance, I still have a glass of wine like after a show. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy that too.
You have to celebrate after a show.
Yeah.
Guys, so Calling Me Home is at Joburg Theatre. What are the dates so that people can flock to the theatre?
It's running right now until the 3rd of September, throughout the week, except for Mondays, of course. That's our day off. So you can book on webtickets.co.za or joburgtheatre.com. Tickets range from about 130 Rand to 370. And yes, I know my details, guys.
I'm so impressed. I'm sitting here like, go Musa.
I'm the marketing guy. So please come and watch. It's doing so well. It's a great show. We are enjoying the process. It's brand new. You have not seen anything like this. I guarantee that.
It's
You've not.
brand new. It's a first for South Africa. Calling Me Home at Joburg Theatre. Guys, thank you so much. But before I let you go, we're going to give you a little bit of a taster of what's going to happen on the show on Calling Me Home. Lanelle?
The light is fading and tears fill my eyes. I stand here waiting as the night whispers its lies. On the far side of that horizon is the blind side of my future. On the dark side of this emotion creeps a fear of the unknown. Tomorrow I leave my heartland and my home. Tomorrow I lose everyone I have ever known. I'm afraid of the breaking dawn of the life that I must begin. Tomorrow my heart must learn to beat alone.
Jacaranda FM.